Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? You already know what time it is. You already know. Y'all see my beard is all flat. The boy done just woke up. You know, but honestly, we finna get lit today. We finna get lit. By the title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect, man. These are things that is going to change our mind. These are things that are possibly going to make us question or just even change our reality. But more importantly, I just want to show my appreciation and just gratitude of the journey we've been on. Y'all, we are almost to a road to 1 million subscribers. We are almost at the milestone. We are literally touching it right now. So if you all are new to the channel right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure that you all hit that post notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button, or the subscribe will not count. Don't yell at me, but you make sure you click it in order to get notified when the boy posts another banger, man. But we finna get into it right now. So make sure if you all enjoy this video that you break the algorithm. Hit that like button. It helps this video rank. It would be highly appreciated. And make sure to spam the comments. Let's get to 1,000 comments. That will also help as well. Let's get to the top of this algorithm. Let's break this firmament, and I'll see y'all in a minute.
For some facts. The pandemic created at least 40 new big pharma billionaires. Pharmaceutical corporations like Moderna and Pfizer made $1,000 of profit every second from the COVID-19 vaccine. More than two-thirds of Congress received campaign funding from pharmaceutical companies in the 2020 election. Pfizer chairman Albert Bourla told Time magazine in July 2020 that his company was developing a COVID vaccine for the good of humanity, not for money. And of course, Pfizer made $100 billion in profit in 2022. And may I just mention that finally, and this is also a fact, that you, the American public, funded the development of that. The German public funded the BioNTech vaccine. When it came to the profits, they took the profits. When it came to the funding, you paid for the funding. It's difficult not to...
But I will just add one thing. It is possible that these are greedy capitalists who made a lot of money.
All I'm querying is this.
Yes.
Is if you have an economic system in which pharmaceutical companies benefit hugely from medical emergencies, where a military-industrial complex benefits from war, where energy companies benefit from energy crises, you are going to generate states of perpetual crisis, where the interests of ordinary people separate from the interests of the elites.
That boy Russell's over there snapping.
On November 4th, 2016, Eric Prince appeared on Breitbart Radio, and he outlined the discoveries on the Wiener laptop that was being blocked by Attorney General Lynch. He said that they found a lot of really damning criminal information, including money laundering and the fact that Hillary went to the sex island with Jeffrey Epstein. Sidney Powell at Hillsdale College called out the FBI, claiming that there is a lot that can be prosecuted there, and that some of the police officers who initially were investigating the laptop saw some things that made them have to go and throw up. Shortly after that, the NYPD chief who was directly involved in Anthony Weiner's laptop case killed himself. Or at least, so the story goes.
Wow.
Then again, the official story is that Epstein killed himself. However, investigations into the nature of his death calls all of this into question, essentially suggesting that his death was not a suicide, but rather that he had information that he could have used to prosecute many high-level individuals, and someone shut him up before he had the chance to speak. As far as Hillary's emails go, many claimed that certain code words were being used consistently to refer to children for use in strange and mysterious events. Of course, the conspiracy gets even darker from there, suggesting that at the highest level, the control and manipulation of our species may even come from a non-human source, those of a reptilian nature. The theory suggests that Epstein was merely one messed up pawn in a much larger game of controlling and influencing the world order. Theories range as to whether or not these reptilians are physical shapeshifters, non-physical entities who control people's minds, or a scapegoat theory for something else entirely. The idea itself was illustrated very well in the movie They Live, showing people as weird aliens who used a particular signal from a radio tower to mask their appearance from the public.
Yeah, I have to see that.
Otherwise living among us.
I have to see that.
Enslaving our mass consciousness. And you can watch our video breakdown of this movie right here on our channel. Nevertheless, the ones pulling all of the strings today are generally called the Deep State, the manipulative group controlling human consciousness through nefarious means. But with that, the mysteries of who is behind all of this aside, how exactly do the world elite control human consciousness? due to the sheer volume of control mechanisms, here we're going to provide a lighter overview, and you are encouraged to explore these as you see fit. Fear and scarcity. At the highest level of control, fear is one of the most easiest methods to control the population en masse. This is a two-way street that binds the influence from the elite and us together, for we actively perpetuate the problem when we live from fear and scarcity, spreading it around to each other like a nasty virus. Fear can be used to corral people in all manner of directions, to take actions that are not in their best interest, or to give up their power and control to others. Our food. For the most part, all of the food that we're eating today is toxic, designed to subdue our creative energy, making us easily addicted to things that are unhealthy for us.
That's true.
Whether it's processed foods, rich with salt, sugar, and fat, or even our produce, which has been chemically engineered or sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. We can see this with Monsanto, who have actually patented seed and GMO production, disallowed the ancient practice of saving seeds, and ultimately controlled the food supply, but have masked it as providing the world food.
That stuff is sad, man. This stuff is true. They control us with fear, and and that's the easiest way to keep us at a lower vibration so we can be controlled. Just look at every time you look up at something going on. You hear about the stuff with Ukraine. After Ukraine, you're hearing about the stuff with Israel. After Israel, you're hearing about stuff with the government and our funds. Then you hear it's just always, we really can't fend or feed ourselves. We always will need them for something. And it's so crazy that they're even approving things like this.
So just try this if you got kids.
Or notice it.
Look at the ingredients. If it has red dye in it.
Red 40 or red 3.
If it has red dye in it.
Which red 3 they're getting ready to legally ban. It's banned in most other countries.
That's what red
Just
3.
Before you call me stupid or a conspiracy theorist, take it out and watch the difference in your kids. We just tried this night and day. Not only that, Cora just had some of that red dye.
We went to a gender reveal and she had some Doritos and a cupcake.
Which, by the way, this stuff's in everything. It's out there. It's not hard to find. Something in your house right now has it. Lots of things probably have it. Don't let them have it. Just watch. Watch their attitude.
Wow. And I was wondering why. I think it's the California governor or something is honestly pushing for a ban of red dye foods that have red dye in it. I unfortunately have some hot Funyuns Cheetos right next to me, and they looking pretty delicious. But man, if I can get rid of these, I just know for a fact that it will be difficult. But I feel like it would be for the best. I'm positive that these are not things that we're supposed to consume anyway. I wonder what does she mean by red 3, dye 3, and he was 40. Can anybody send me more example videos, more of what they are referencing to within this situation? But what is going on with the red dye? I seen the governor of California speak about it becoming banned, but I really didn't hear why. I just heard it was harmful chemical, but really, what is it? Y'all get what I'm saying.
I physically held a key that opened every single door in the facility. I had complete access to every compartment they manufactured.
What are you blowing the whistle on?
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet. Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get in their vocabulary fast. The Ice Cube neutrino detector is not simply a passive listening device as presented for the science that they're claiming it to do. It also has the capacity to transmit. There are embedded in the ice what are called digital optical modules, DOMs. They're about the size of a basketball. The array embedded in the ice is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. It is the world's largest telescope. And now, because we have proven that it can transmit, it's the world's largest directed energy weapons system. It is responsible for the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. I physically held it.
Wow. They need to protect. If this is real, this man needs to be protected, because I'm surprised he ain't off this earth before he even could have exposed all of this information. Because if this is real, this is some very valuable information, y'all. But that's if he telling the truth. Y'all let me know. Do y'all believe what he's talking about down below, or are y'all calling him cap?
Please be aware of human trafficking. Those as MF are getting better and better, and how to search for their victim.
I say the location. I'm witnessing a couple express to the security, and I hope that they see this video. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not trying to put that business out there, but it's good to keep people aware, especially ladies and mothers and everybody, to be honest. All lives matter. So supposedly there's a guy walking around in Target and approaching women that seem either by themselves, and he will go and interrogate them off the rip. Super awkward, super random. And as I was listening, walking past by, with my little angel, the lady and the guy, and it's crazy because I saw the guy more scared than the girl, and they was like, yo, we're terrified. Somebody just came up to us and was asking us, like, where you guys were, where you guys from, what's your nationality, what's this, what's that, like millions of questions. I'm eavesdropping, right, not trying to be nosy. And the guy tells the security guard, and the security guard, like, it's undercover and multiple of them, they telling him that he's been doing that for about 3 to 4 days. Randomly times they come, and the same person or other person will reach out to them and tell them the same thing, which is like hunt them down in the store. And to my knowledge, and as an alpha male that I am, and to the family that I protect, I know what that is. Very simple. Human trafficking. Human trafficking at its finest. So for all my beautiful ladies, mothers, grandmas, men, be very aware as I make this video. I'm watching everybody and everything around me. They probably think I'm not, but I am. Look at a predator in his... Don't be scared and tell him, get away. Part of my language, baby. Or I'm gonna call the cops. You know? So for all my ladies, don't ever, ever, ever run away when you see a predator, in the sense of like letting him know what's your next move. No, go to a security guard, go to a cop. Go to a guy like me. You see an alpha male like me, and you feel by whatever reason why you thought you could talk to me comfortably, do it. Go for it. Hey, listen, I know this is random, but I feel unsafe. Can you walk me to the security guard? Don't be scared, like, you know, don't be scared, because then you only look crazy when the situation happens, and when it happens, it's too late. So what's my advice? My advice is, ladies, when you're shopping, be aware, be very careful, and human trafficking is real. This is out here recruiting to interrogate what sells more. Who's gonna pay more for this human? You know, so be very careful, be aware, ladies, please. Again, I say what other men won't say, and protect yourself. There's weirdos in Target trying to find what people want. Be safe. God bless.
Hey, that's true. He is not lying. It's weirdos all over the world. And I actually seen a movie that was referencing to that, where it was talking about basically, my bad, my dang microphone covered my entire face, but I seen something online that was talking about that, where the guy has some glasses, and you were able to see the woman, and he was going up to different women asking them questions about themselves. Oh, how old are you? How old it is? And you got a chat of people who are honestly bidding on this particular person. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want her. I want her. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And this is the winner. That person leaves the store, and later on throughout time that person comes up missing. It's probably not the same day, but it's probably a month or a year later. And it was, I forgot what that movie was called. I'll be telling y'all, I suck at movies. Like, I'm not gonna say I suck at movies. I suck at memorizing certain things, especially when it comes to movies. But I understand the message that they try to send out. But that is weird. And shout out to him. Like, we need to really start coming together and protecting our women. That's why people were saying, just even at gas stations and grocery stores, that it need to be like a group of 10, like, you know, some Chick-fil-A stuff, like group of 10 workers that can take, you know, single women towards their car while they are, putting stuff in there. As people, as women who have families, who putting groceries in the car, just to make sure that they're safe. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that sometimes cops and sometimes security guards can be in on it too. You know, I mean, you just never know. I mean, the workers could be too, you know what I'm saying? But it's just weird, you know. But that is definitely a sign, because they can have people behind on some chat honestly bidding on this particular woman. That's just weird.
We want to do your MTV Cribs. And I was like, oh, and the first thing they said was, all right, we got a couple of houses picked out for you. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, you know what? I got a house for y'all to come to. And yo, straight up, yo, like no BS, yo. They came to my crib and they walked in my door because I caught them off guard. They ain't have no clue on how I was living. So they walked up in my shit and they started looking around like, yo, you live up in here? I was like, yeah, I live up in here. My cousin was sleeping on the floor. And after I showed them the crib, they went outside and had a meeting. Oh, wow. So it was like a film crew of almost this size, and they dumbed it down to like 2 people. One camera guy and 1 sound guy, and that was it. Because that was all that could fit in my house. And they shot it, and at the end, they edited and whatever, and then we made magic.
Man, I be trying to tell y'all, man, everything that y'all see on social media 9 times out of 10 is not real. He's not the first person that came out and said that the MTV Cribs thing was actually fake, but it's some people who actually showed their crib for real. But the thing is, personally, I understand I wouldn't want to show my crib for personal preferences because you never know who watching. You never know who's trying to rob you, and people can literally map out your entire home and say, okay, we're going to go here. We're going to make a right. We're going to make a left. You know, we can go downstairs straight here. This is where he sleep at, so we going to know where to rob him at. Like, that's somewhat dangerous that millions of people can just see your crib. Like, y'all see, I bought a home, and I didn't even go through my home and do a home review of where I'm sleeping, where my streaming room, because I feel like they can just be an easy lick for a lot of people.
Here are some more of the wildest what-if theories. What if we can't breathe in space because they don't want us to escape? Who the fuck is they? And escape where? Where the fuck am I going? Pretty sure we can't breathe up there because there's no oxygen. Simple science. What if everything behind you disappears, but when you turn back around, it reappears? I'm gonna be honest, I've always thought about this, but then I always think about mirrors. A mirror is literally showing me what is behind me. Unless that's what the mirror wants me to think.
I'm finna shut this stuff off. I can't believe he just said that.
Lastly, what if, when we die, the light at the end of the tunnel is the light to another hospital room? There we are born, and the only reason you come out crying is because you remember everything from your past life, and you're crying at the fact that you died and lost everything. I'm sorry, excuse me? That sounds completely accurate. I quite literally feel like that's what happens.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Who is... Can somebody get their mans, please, because...
I heard a new term on TikTok today that made me stop in my tracks.
We are living in the silent depression.
This guy believes we are not just living in worse than the Great Depression, we're living in the silent depression. The average annual income in 1930 for an American individual was a little over $4,800. Sounds like nothing, but if you adjust that for inflation, a little over $4,800 a year in 1930 is equivalent to almost $85,000 annually for the average salary for one person. Right now, the average annual salary is $56,000 a year. We currently are making less than the height of the Great Depression. In 1930, gas was on average 10 cents a gallon. That would be about $1.73. In case you haven't filled up your car lately, average cost of a gallon of gas is $3.55. To buy a new car in 1930 would have been about $860. It's worth about $15,000. The average cost of a new car today is $48,000. And
true.
Of course, the most coveted aspect of the American dream, being able to buy a house in 1930 cost about $3,900, less than $70,000. I spend way too much time on Zillow, so maybe this isn't surprising to me, but the average price of a home in America today is $416,000. How could we be living through worst cost of living and wages than 1930? And no politician, no media outlet, no one is talking about it.
That's Bidenomics. It's about growing an economy by strengthening the middle class.
I heard a new term
strengthening
on TikTok.
Strengthening the middle class, but destroying the lower class. And I don't think really the upper class is having too much of a problem with certain situations. But yes, I humbly might think that there's a such thing as the silent depression, because it just makes no sense on where things are at now. But I mean, we know why. Once the government got very corrupt, I mean, hey, it's like a legal robbing, if that makes sense.
Be careful with your iPhone, as there is a theory that suggests it is a subtle symbol of the Antichrist. Indeed, some argue that the I in the name iPhone refers to the eye, a symbol often associated with surveillance and control. And this is where the theory becomes truly intriguing. The iPhone has the ability to hear and observe nearly everything you say and do constantly. It is constantly listening. And what about Siri? It turns out that if you spell Siri backwards, you get Iris. The iris is not only a part of the eye, but also the name of the Greek goddess of messengers, a bridge between humanity and the gods. If you flip over your iPhone and look at the back, you will see the famous Apple logo, an apple with a bite taken out of it. This reminds many of the forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden, the instrument Satan used to tempt humans and lead them to commit the original sin. Thus, the iPhone, this ever-present device displaying the symbol of original sin, could indeed be a sign of evil incarnate.
I mean, I already told you that what I feel about technology. Like, I do feel like that they are keeping track and they're hearing things. Like, if we like, oh, we're hungry, we want food, we want this, we want that, our iPhone is going to always recommend that to us if we're going through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever. And it's so odd and it's so weird just to know that that could happen. You know, like, right now, like, because I'm doing these reaction videos, there's a lot of things that it's like they collect my metadata and they're hearing me speak about certain things that they like push it out. It'd be so weird. Like, I can tell my fiance, hey, I want something to eat. I want this type of breakfast. And out of nowhere, all these breakfast Instagram reels would be popping up across my page. And I feel like that was somewhat the invention of reels, was for more of an agenda for them to get to push out things that we want to consume on a daily basis easily.
Remember this episode. So long, suckers! They uncovered the truth.
Right there.
Same old space, huh, Dad?
Yep. Jealous?
Well, no, we've got the same chair.
You're jealous.
Your membership pack.
What's it?
You put that sticker on your car so you won't get any tickets. And this other one keeps paramedics from stealing your wallet while we're working on you.
Oh, and don't bother calling 911 anymore. Here's the real number.
Ooh.
Wow, triangles.
Who controls the British pound?
Wow.
Who keeps the metric system down? We do. We do.
Who leaves Atlantis off the maps?
Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do.
That's crazy. Who keep Atlantis off the maps? Wow, that is crazy. This dude, the creator of The Simpsons, I don't think I ever seen this guy in person. I would love to meet him in person. I just have a million questions.
The Denver airport undergrounds are no longer a mystery. Yes, you heard that right. About 3 weeks ago, Jeffrey Donson, a man from Ohio, embarked on a mission to uncover the hidden depths of the airport. Jeffrey knew the existence of 5 underground levels closed to the public. Determined, he prepared a plan, creating a fake badge and construction vest. From Ohio to the airport staircase, Jeffrey's anticipation grew, but upon reaching the underground levels, a closed door blocked his path. Determined, he decided to wait for the perfect moment, when someone would open the door from the inside. 3 hours later, and after almost giving up, his persistence paid off as someone finally opened the door from the inside, granting him entry. What Jeffrey discovered inside will leave you speechless. He discovered a vast laboratory with water containers with animals and humans. After a brief exploration, Jeffrey knew it was time to leave. When he got home, he posted pictures of his finding online, but within minutes they were taken down. Despite numerous attempts to locate Jeffrey for interviews by the media, he vanished without a trace. Subscribe for part 2. Okay. But did you know that...
That sound like a situation, you know, I got to put the TikTok on screen for anybody that want to look. They clone Tyrone situation, you know, but can anybody confirm that this was real down below? Because, you know, sometimes people just put things in AI and just make up any type of story. But if this was real, can somebody please confirm and, you know, link an article or anything like that so we can have comfort with this? Because if this is true and it's being covered up, then we go help it blow up. I promise you that.
Disney is trying to cover this story up. Watch this.
Amazingly enough, you're 16 years old. You wrote most of your songs. You're 16. Where does your inspiration come from?
Believe it or not, being 16, I've been through a lot, so...
Come on, how much heartbreak can you have at 16?
Oh, a lot.
We were hooking up, but I said, hey, this is not going any farther. I'm a virgin, and I don't want to lose it this way. And that didn't matter to them. They did it anyways. And I internalized it, and I told myself it was my fault because I still went in the room with him. I still hooked up with him. Here was the thing. I was a part of that Disney crowd that publicly said they were waiting till marriage. I didn't have the romantic, first time with anybody. That was not it for me, and that sucked. And then I had to see this person all the time. And you know what? F it. I'm just gonna say it. My Me Too story, that someone did this to me and they never got in trouble for it. They never got taken out of the movie they were in. Just kept it quiet because I've always had something to say, and it's like, I don't know, I'm tired of opening my mouth, so there's the tea.
This is a scripted video, it's for fun, and it's made up.
Wow.
Disney is trying to cover this story up.
How can I pause it? There you go. Wow, I didn't even know nothing like that was going on. And I honestly feel like I'm not sure exactly who it was. I don't think she mentioned a name in particular. It is scary to know that something like this goes on behind doors with a Disney where they consider themselves a huge family. This young girl was 16 going through this stuff. And it just seemed like everybody from Disney have their own type of trauma. Everybody can tell you something. Shoot, one of the other stars we just was talking to was talking about how him and the old girl was talking about how they was messing with each other doing the nasty, and they was only like 16, 15 some years old on break. The stuff that goes on behind closed doors is like, it's real, y'all. And of course, it's us as kids, we only seen that side, but like, and my heart is with anybody, any woman, any female that is watching this content right now. If you have been through any situation like this, my heart is with you. And more importantly, God is with you. And I apologize that you had to go through something like that. Like, it's a lot of things that women go through that they don't publicly speak about. And it's not even just women, like it's men who have been in situations like this as well. You know what I'm saying? So if it's any male who have been in a situation like this also, like, I stand with you, brother. Just wanted to let y'all know that, man, because this is a wicked world we live in, and there are like some very evil people out here in this world, man.
As a Canadian that moved to the US, let me show you something. So this is American ketchup, right? And if you look at the ingredients, high fructose corn syrup. Okay, and then this is the exact same brand, same ketchup that I bought in Canada while I was visiting this weekend. There's a maple leaf, okay? Look at this. None of that. Tomato paste, sugar, vinegar, salt, spices.
Wow.
Made with 5 simple ingredients. This is why America makes you sick. Ever since moving here, honestly, I've noticed a big difference in the quality of food, just in the quality of everything. Like, it's shocking.
Yeah, that's true. And shout out to her for bringing this to our attention as well, because I don't even eat ketchup, but I didn't even notice something about this. So I can only imagine just other things like barbecue sauce or things like how it is different in different parts of the world. But I have friends that's from across the world, and they definitely say the same thing, that all of our food just tastes different. You know, it tastes like it's more enhanced in the way, but it's enhanced because it's all these powders and these ingredients and all these other things. Man, like they said, it's probably why a lot of things is happening, why we are getting sick, because of the things that we're putting in is not things that we're supposed to be eating. They powders that come from rocks and all this other crazy stuff. Like, how are we eating sulfurs and all these iodine? Like, I don't know. That stuff is just weird. But it is crazy that the same brand is producing something totally different and sending them off to different countries. Like, that seemed like some actual control. Like, they putting some in our food to control us, if you ask me. Yeah, man, we all call this one a wrap. I feel like this was pretty cool. See, look, my microphone is messed up. See, this video done messed up the microphone, y'all. See, now y'all gotta help me get another microphone. Nah, all jokes aside, man, I hope that you all enjoyed this compilation, man. If you did, don't forget to give this video a huge like, and more importantly, comment something down below. Spam it if you want to. And if you're new to the channel, that you hit that subscribe button. But one more thing, I make sure that y'all stay blessed, and I see you all tomorrow.